Uh, Today's topic is EQ versus IQ, emotional intelligence versus normal intelligence. Now, my experience
Sir,
of
a small explanation of what emotional intelligence is and what normal intelligence is.
okay. Now, emotional intelligence is all about your emotions, how you control them, how you react to situations, these kind of things. How you motivate yourself, how you take failure, how you overcome failure, how you persist through difficulties. All these things are emotional intelligence. And normal intelligence is what everyone goes to. Everyone wants to go to college, wants to learn physics, chemistry, mathematics. This is all IQ. This is the intelligence that that we are born with, or we can in fact develop little also. Both kind of intelligence can be improved upon, especially emotional intelligence can be improved upon greatly. Normal intelligence improves with good education. Uh, there was once I'll tell you about normal intelligence. There was once a question that was posed by a BBC correspondent who was making a documentary. The question he posed was, are white people more intelligent than black people? Very provocative question, but he asked that question, and then he spent the next half an hour showing a showing us showing us the answers that he got to this particular question. What he found was that whites are more intelligent than blacks, not because they're born that way. Everyone is born with the same intelligence: black, white, brown, yellow, whatever color your skin color is. Everyone is born with the same kind of intelligence. But it improves with because whites generally have got better schooling, especially in the US. This whole study was done in the US. They found that the whites go to better schools, they live in better locations, and therefore as they grow up, their intelligence marginally improves, and therefore they're more intelligent than the blacks. But normally, in the case of emotional intelligence, vast improvement can be made, whereas IQ only some improvement can be made. Now, one of the things that once you start working, we're talking about leadership, once you start working, you will find that technical skills are required. If you are an engineer, you need to be a good engineer. If you are a software coder, you need to be a good software coder. But as you go along, after say 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, you'll have some people reporting to you. And then leadership skills come into picture. Now, the highest value that companies put is on leadership skill. A good leader, they're willing to pay a lot more than a poor leader who has got technical qualifications. So therefore, this is very important that emotional intelligence is what really differentiates people with good leadership skills and with poor leadership skills. Now, can anyone tell me whether EQ is more important than leadership or than IQ? Yes, Vineet.
So Vineet is another trainer like you,
Yeah.
sir. He's a leader.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
but we would like to hear from Vineet also. Why not?
Uh, so I think at different levels, both are important. So there was this very famous person. He said that humility is the X factor of leadership. I forgot his name, but w- one, at least from I have limited corporate experience. I mean, sir is much more senior, and of course, he has done a lot more experience and research. But you cannot have one without the other. So it's like saying, okay, you want to have a heart, but you don't want hands. You will need one is an enabler for the other. But I can give an example, a very good example of where people underestimate EQ a lot. Uh, so I'll use try and use some simple words. Okay, ठीक है. मतलब they underestimate कि यार that emotions have a very deep impact in your life. So if anyone here has seen football, okay, if you like football, if you see football matches, in 2004 there was a football World Cup in 2004, and there was one player called Zidane. He was doing really well. I think he was playing for France, and he was doing really well. They were in the finals. This was the final match of a football World Cup, which is a very, very big thing. So if you all don't know, like football World Cup, like people take it more seriously than, like India Pakistan World Cup final match also in Europe. So that is like it's very, very energy packed environment. And he was playing very well, and he was the top scorer of the tournament. But in the final match, an opponent from the other team, he must have said some bad words to him, some abusive words to him, and he could not handle that. And in the heat of the moment, he headbutted that opponent's team player. Headbutt, like just with his head, he went and hit him. And because of that, he got a red card in the final match when the team needed him the most. And he was just kicked out of the ground. He got a red card from the referee, like in football. If you got a red card, you're out of the field. So he got a red card and he had to leave. So tell me, he is the top scorer of the tournament in World Cup's level match. He is in the finals. Means there is no question that he knows his football. He was one of the best football players at that time. So there's no question about his IQ or skills in that matter. For that, let's take a broad term called skills. His skills were really good. But in that moment, he could not control his emotions and he lost everything. His team lost because he got a red card and he got out, and he lost on the chance to create history in that moment. And just for a second, let's take another example. I don't remember the year, but I think it's around 98 or 99, if any cricket fans are there. And Sachin Tendulkar had come to bat for probably the first time, which was in a ICC match. And it was an India Pakistan match. And there's something called sledging in cricket. There's some sledging. So the bowler was sledging Tendulkar like anything. He was saying, "Arey, ye to bachcha hai, ye to maar nahi payega." Or he's like a kid. Arey, what will you do? He was only 16 years old. And if Tendulkar came under pressure at that time, then he would not be able to hit. But instead of taking out his frustration in a negative way, and he could not handle the other person, what he did, he hit the maximum runs in that match, I think. He focused all those emotions in a positive channel. It's not like it didn't hurt him. It did hurt him. And just imagine you are in a field, you are so young, and people are just saying anything, it will hurt you. But he channelized his emotions in a much better way. So, unless you have the skill, you will not get to a certain level. But how do you work in a team? How to understand what your co-workers are feeling, what your teammates are feeling, even even in you work in teams, even in schools and colleges, in your social circles, that is where EQ comes on. So IQ will take you up to certain level. Without that, obviously you cannot go there. You cannot just say only EQ is sufficient, because if you don't know what you are doing, then it will not be sufficient. But after that, EQ, the use of EQ, we underestimate a lot. In society today, we think IQ is everything and EQ is very little, which is not true. A lot of people are successful in corporate because they know how to manage people well. They understand their teams well. That is what would make a good manager. I know so many of my friends have quit their jobs, very good jobs, high paying jobs, because they didn't have a good manager who could understand what they're just the manager had a very bad attitude. So that is just some 2 cents on EQ and IQ.
You see, as far as technical skills, I mean, more than IQ, IQ is basically it enables you get to high levels of technical skills like physics, chemistry, maths, engineering, software coding, etc., etc. Now, some jobs require a very high level of technical competence. For example, if you're a scientist discovering molecules that you can drugs that will probably battle cancer. or something like this, they're a highly technical thing. You need to have a high level of technical skills. But there are some jobs which are very important, which are high-paying jobs also. But then, technical content is very low. For example, if you were a sales manager of selling soaps and for Hindustan Lever, you are general manager sales. You have a number of sales managers, assistant sales managers, regional managers, all reporting to you. The technical skills required at that particular job are not so high. I mean, you don't need to know too much about the technical things about soaps or toothpaste or something like that. So it depends on the nature of the job, whether how much technical skill you require. But quite a lot of jobs, you will find that leadership skills are required at every level. Within say 5 years of your joining a company, you will have some 2, 3 people, 4 people reporting. You start as a assistant sales manager, then you become a regional sales manager. So you'll find that leadership skills become very important. Leadership skills, you see, there are two things. Some people say that some of the leadership skills come with birth, and some people say that develop. Both are true. Now, for example, you take Mahendra Singh Dhoni. He was an ordinary ticket collector. The job he had was ticket collector. He didn't have very good education or anything of that sort. But he had great leadership skills. He was born with them, and he started. He is recognized as one of the best captains that we have had, and a great deal of leadership skills go into being a captain of a cricket team, especially Indian cricket team. There's so much pressure. There's so many people vying for places. You will have to make difficult decisions whom to drop and whom to play. And things like these, So it's a very high pressure job, but he was born with the skills to handle that particular thing. But some people develop over a period of time. It's you see, a certain amount of leadership skills you're born with, but you can improve on it. You can study, you can think, you can watch yourself. You can watch yourself, your emotions. You can keep quiet and say, "This is what I feel. Why I'm feeling like this." You can question it, and these kind of things, And therefore, leadership skills and technical skills both are required, but in different degrees in different jobs. Yes, anyone else?
Sir, we can start off the GD. So each of you, please, sir, since both sirs have explained what EQ and IQ is, I want each of you to speak on both. What you think are your strengths in the EQ, in the emotional quotient, and what are your strengths in the IQ? Okay, let's first look at it that way. And then we can discuss what you think is more important. Okay, sir?
Okay.
Sorry, I'm putting my coloring to this, your topic.
You're welcome to.
Yeah. So who's going to go first? Please don't make me call you guys, man.
Good evening, everybody. Kanti, I think so I would love to go.
Yes, please, please. Yes.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I believe both EQ and IQ are complementary to each other. One cannot be there without other. As very good examples given by Vinny, you have to have that leadership qualities so that you balance the IQ and EQ. I have been through this process recently. My EQ is very high rather than, EQ is very high rather than the IQ. I am a very passionate person. I get carried away very easily. I feel for that other people. I can empathize with anyone very easily. And I think so this has been a drawback for me. There has to be a balance between your IQ and your EQ. Because when you are at a certain position, say a managerial position or any high position, then the IQ and EQ should be equal. If you are emotionally involved at a very high level, then it becomes difficult. People try to take advantage of you. And then the suffering comes. Then there is a drawback. People can pull you anywhere they like. I'm really working hard on this. let's see if I can improve. But I believe that EQ and IQ they are complementary. They have to be on the same level. If you are too much emotional about somebody, and when you go out of the way to help the other person, but the other person as your teammate or your junior, when they don't respond the same way that you are doing it, it becomes really very difficult. That is what I understand of my personal experience.
We just say that, being firm is also an important part of emotional intelligence. You must have the confidence, you must have to be firm, especially ladies in the corporate world, they think they're easy to handle and, subordinate things they can manipulate. But ladies especially need to be very firm. Everyone needs to be very firm. I mean, it's something that is a part of emotional intelligence, confidence, firmness, clarity in your thinking about what the goals are for the team, for the team that you're leading, etc. These all become important. One of the important things is that be firm.
Yes, sir. I agree to you. Thank you so much.
Who's going to go next? Harshita, Niranjan, Himaja, Devamma, and Ravalya. Who's going to go next? Why, man? Why is everybody maintaining radio silence?
Okay, ma'am, I'll go. I
Yes,
thought someone
thank
else will come.
You're there, no man. You take your place. Hmm?
Okay. Uh, First, the word emotional intelligence, EQ means the word emotional intelligence. It means that he is able to manage his emotion as well as managing others' emotions as well. So the leader must be able to first manage himself and then he should be able to balance himself. On the other hand, IQ means having very good knowledge of things. So, firstly, I would like to take the example of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi. I think, I don't know whether this statement is good or not. Initially, I think he did not had that much level of IQ to be in that position or leadership. But he did not give up at any cost, and he was developing IQ as well as EQ. He has emotional intelligence, very good leadership skills, but he developed what he did not had. Then he was able to climb and become the leader of the world's biggest democracy. This is not easy thing to do. So a good leader is one who evolves himself from what he is not. If one doesn't have good IQ, he should try to develop that. And if one doesn't have emotional intelligence, if he really wants to become a leader, he should try to develop the leadership skills. Like last week, I asked the same like this question to Sir Sudhakar sir, that sir, in order to become a good leader, what we should do. So he had given one suggestion that we should read some leadership related books. So still, I'm searching for that. And one more thing which I would like to focus is like the president of Tamil Nadu Chennai BJP, K. Annamalai. Like since I'm more interested in politics, so I'm giving these examples. He cleared CAT and XAT, both are toughest exams in India, with 99 percentile, and had a very good IQ. And even I think he also had a good emotional, like what you call EQ, but still he was lagging somewhere which he did not find before elections. If he had found about that, and he could have improved. According to me, the leader is one who finds his mistakes or wherever he's lagging and improves himself and grows to be a good leader in the future. So as coming to myself, like I had good EQ, but I did not had technical skills, which is required in the IT skills the most, IT field the most. So now I'm trying to improve myself in the technical field, and future I wanted to become a good leader, and I want to become a good communicator. So I'm planning myself first to develop my technical skills and communication skills. I'm trying to improve day by day. So I'm trying myself best to become a good leader in one day. Thank you.
See, one of the things I told you was that the requirement of technical skills versus leadership skills varies from job to job. You mentioned Mr. Modi. Mr. Modi, he has been one of his signature campaigns has been digitalization of the economy. Okay, so he's trying to digitize land records. He's trying to digitize, direct transfer benefits. People get their money without any leakage in between. So many things he has done on the digitalization. Actually, I mean, his technical skills must be practically zero. No, but I mean, his actual coding and all, he won't know. That is not his job. His job is to direct and say that I want digitization of the economy done. And there'll be enough technical people who will help him, who will help him or tell him what can be. So what he requires at that particular in a prime minister's job is leadership skills more than anything else. Technical skills others will provide. There's so many people who will come. Technical skills will assist him with this.
So like whenever he goes for foreign meetings, he's meeting world-class leaders who are very good educated, and there he's not at all lagging. He's like what we call way of interaction with other leaders. And what one word is there, sir? I'm not able to get that word. Chemistry. The chemistry with other leaders is so good, sir. Like he's not. Maybe he did not get educated as much as them, but he's not lagging anywhere. Like I would like to give one example and finish. We have many political leaders because see Modi is able to oversee everything. Even he did not, as you said, he did not know many technical skills, but he's overseeing that whatever I can do in that field, he was able to do it. He's knowing about that topic at least little bit and trying to improve something in that. But most of our political leaders don't focus. Like they are doing something, they do not focus on any other things. Like if they want to do something in a new field, some new technology, they are not going to study that and just leaving it as it is. So this is what I was expecting from present leaders. Like they should explore more on other fields where the improvement is required.
One of the things that Mr. Modi is doing, we should keep politics out of this, but these are general comments without criticizing anyone. One of the things that Mr. Modi has been very, emphasizing on is chips. How to, he wants to make India self-sufficient in chips. Really, he wouldn't know anything about chip design, or I'm pretty sure it was nothing about chip design, or but he understands that chips are very important. That unless we become self-sufficient in chips, we will become hostage to Taiwan or China or any of these countries. Even US has realized this, and the chip making, they're trying to get it back to the US. They're offering a lot of incentives, which is the same thing that Mr. Modi is doing. I'm quite sure Mr. Modi knows nothing about chip design. He understands that chips are the most important. Giving Atmanirbhar and chips is very important. And similarly, Mr. Biden, I'm quite sure, realizes the importance of chips. That's why he has made a lot of, he has devised a lot of incentives for chips to be made in the US instead of Taiwan or China. I'm saying that the technical skills and the leadership skills are required differently in different jobs. Some jobs, leadership skills are 90%, 95%. In some jobs, technical skills are 90-95%. If you're a scientist discovering a drug, then the most important thing is, your knowledge of drugs and chemistry and organic chemistry or whatever. Okay, anyone else?
Himaja, Harshita, Ravalya, Devamma.
Hello, sir. Hello, everyone. I am Ravalya. I think emotional intelligence is more important than IQ in leadership because when the leader have quality like emotional intelligence, then he can communicate with each other with his own experience and make them motivate and get work to do in a proper way. So I think emotional intelligence is more important. When leader has this quality, then the company also get more more profit because the people will work with more integrity. So I think this is my point, sir.
Good, Ravalya.
Thank you, sir.
Anyone else?
Yes, sir. According to me, the best leaders are those who can combine both the IQ and emotional intelligence to inspire their teams and students. Are and I go for the IQ intelligence over emotional intelligence. IQ intelligence, which is based on analytical thinking and complex solving complex ideas like that. So, and in this emotional intelligence, which is being empathetic, which more likely to gain a respect and trust. Uh, but according to me, IQ intelligence is very important for this world. uh, uh, Analytical thinking, like in our coding language, we should be analyze the codes, and we should know the output for the following code, like that. We should analyze the analyzing skill is very important. I go for the IQ intelligence over emotional intelligence.
Very good.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, anyone else?
Harshita? Okay, looks like Harshita. Himaja, Harshita?
Hi, Anand. Hello, everyone.
Yes.
Good evening. I'm Harshita. In my perspective, both EQ and IQ have their own importance according to the person's position or environment. Mainly, I feel in leadership, a leader is one who can manage both EQ and IQ in an equal amount. Example, let's take any politician. He must think if he's in a position where he need to think about hundreds and lakhs of or crores of people, he must first work emotionally because there are all kind of people that we need to look at, like middle class, low class, and high class. At that time, he need to think emotionally, and then to apply that emotional intelligence or to bring out any scheme that should be helpful to all kind of people, we must work intelligently. That's what I think. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else?
Himaja, you're the only one left.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am. Yeah, good evening, sir. Yeah,
Good evening.
balancing both emotional intelligence and IQ is very important. Coming to the technical side, to work perfectly and accurately, IQ is very important for the technical skills and building our academic standards. And coming to the emotional intelligence, balancing the emotion and giving empathy to others and making the strong relationship between the leaders and team members. Emotional intelligence is very important. So, and at the same time, building a good analyzing situations and making informative decisions. Emotional intelligence is very important, and at the same time, IQ is also very important. Balancing the both is very important, and making the decisions is very correct things. To solve the problems depending on the situation, effective communication and conflict in the resolution is also very important. Thank you.
Yes, Himaja. One of the things that one skill which we are not taught in schools and colleges is negotiating skills. You're constantly negotiating. You're negotiating with your children. You're saying that, okay, if you finish this homework, then you can watch this movie. Or if you finish, you become first in class or second in class or whatever, you come in the top 5, you'll get this. I'll buy you this. So you're constantly negotiating, and you're constantly negotiating with the bosses also. And emotional intelligence plays a very big role in negotiating. See, you're negotiating your targets with your boss. You're negotiating promotions for your people with your boss. You're negotiating all the time, and how confident you are, and how firm you are, how emotionally intelligent you are makes a lot of difference in negotiations. Now, again, we come back to Mr. Modi. Somebody said he talks about leaders and all. Yes, in negotiating, you're going to be really, really tough to negotiate with the Chinese president. They want to grab our land. They want to do some harm or the other, and they want to do something that helps them. So, he's negotiating with the Chinese president. You've got to be really emotionally intelligent.
कितने फुल लोग है Atlanta.
Where is it coming out
You have
of?
to lock it, Macha. This is the lock. Yes.
Mira, go
Not
on mute, please.
It is, but it's not working.
Mira, Mira, you're please unmute. Mira, you're not on mute. Mira. Yeah. Sorry, sir. Please go ahead, sir. Yes, sir. Sorry.
Anyone anyone has any experience in negotiating with the bosses? Some of you who might have some work experience, you'll always find this negotiating with the boss. You're going to negotiate your targets.
So
You
biggest
negotiate your promotion, you're going to negotiate your increment, you're going to negotiate a
Yes,
lot of
sir.
things. You're negotiating constantly.
Salary negotiations is the biggest negotiations we do.
Yeah. You're negotiating all the time. Remember, even with your wife or husband, you're negotiating.
That I don't have experience of.
No, I'm saying generally, once you start working, you'll find that you're negotiating all the time on some issue or the other. And emotional intelligence plays a very big role in negotiating. People who are
I
not
think
emotionally intelligent won't be able to negotiate well.
all the students would have had some negotiation where they had to go and speak to the professors, asking for more time, asking for better help, or asking for this thing. All of you. So just remember one of that instance where you all had to go and negotiate with your professors. Sometimes you have to negotiate with your parents. Amma, I need this. I will do this for you to give me this. Each
You
and
put it,
every one of us.
yeah, you put it well. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. Yes, sir. I'm coming from a mother's point of view, so I know I had to deal with both my boys. How much we had to negotiate, how much we had to butt heads before they came to adulthood. So I'm just remembering that. So I want each of you to remember a time where you negotiated and think what came to your help, your emotional intelligence or your uh, natural intelligence, IQ or EQ. And I want you to speak about it. That's what sir is asking. We have another 15 minutes.
Yes, nobody's saying anything.
I think so. Everybody's recollecting done what. So each and every one of us have negotiated for something or the other. We've even negotiated with our siblings. I can tell you, I am one of 4. And, without fail, we had to negotiate. I tell Akka, you do this. Amu, you do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's so many instances we have already negotiated. So think of one of that and think, what have you used? Your emotional intelligence or your natural intelligence? And I can tell you one thing for sure, if you try your natural intelligence on your siblings, you will get, I don't even know what to say because they're no less intelligent than you. Yeah. So who's going to go first?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I had told this story to Kante ma'am several times, but I would like to tell it to Sudhakar sir. Sir, I have been in a situation when I was in pre-university. Like students used to eat a chewing gum and they used to spit in the washrooms, and which is a very, and even in the sinks, which is a very bad thing, and workers has to remove that by hands. Like I was not able to see this. Like every day, one day, 2 days, but whole week I was absorbed, and I was like, "What is this? What is happening here? How a worker can put a hand and remove that thing? And these people don't have even common sense that they should spit the chewing gum in the dustbins." So I had went to one of the professor and informed that, "Sir, this is happening. Please take some action." And I waited for 2 3 days, and again in my class only, one of my friend was eating chewing gum. Like I was not able to control it. So next day I went to some higher some HOD kind of thing, and I have informed to him also. And even then also it did not get changed. So I have made the final decision that I have to go to chairman for this. Then only it will work. So one day we had a program. After the program, chairman was free, and I went to him and said, "Sir, this is the problem. This is what happening, and I felt this is very bad. So please do something for this." Like that, I informed to him, and the action was taken next day only. Like that, no chewing gum is sold in the whole campus, and if anybody bringing the chewing gum to the campus, strict action will be taken against them. But you know what? I did not tell this to anybody because they will be angry on me. That why did you tell this and you are not letting us eat chewing gum? So this is how I thought, and I wanted to make the problem solve, and I taken action, and I used my. Uh, I think this is emotional intelligence as well as IQ both. Like if whom to inform and whom to tell, who will solve the problem. That is the main thing. So I have found the solution in this.
Now, let me tell you that in this particular case, what it required from your side was enough self-confidence to reach the chair, to escalate it to the chairman. That is pure emotional intelligence. There's hardly any IQ involved in this. So what I mean is some people are confident, they go to the chairman, somebody will say, forget it, why should I bother myself with this? Somebody will take action on this. You escalated it, finally went till you reach the chairman. That requires a lot of emotional intelligence. First of all, reaching chairman and talking to the chairman about an issue requires a lot of confidence. People are running away from the chairman. The chairman is coming this way, they'll run away into a different way.
Anyone else? It can be something extremely simple. It could be something that you have negotiated with your sibling. It could be negotiating with your parent. It could be negotiating with your student, I mean, your classmate, your friend, that you wanted them to do something. And how did you make them do what? Right? It's simple. Negotiation is a very big word for something we do regularly. It's just that we're giving you an idea of how it is done. We're just asking you to analyze yourself. Anybody else?
Yeah,
Harshita?
I'll go. I'll go. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, recently in our hackathon, it was our first day, and we need to make a LinkedIn post and submit that URLs in the portal that were given by our hackathon teammates. So what we have done is we have wrongly pasted another URL, and it will be graded, and it is a competition. So I was like, I'm the one who done the mistake, pasted wrong URL. So I'm like, we lost 10 marks today. So I asked my teammates, let's go and ask the person who have access to who have access to help us in this, like who can give access for us to repost the URL again. So my friends were fighting to go to the sir. So and they were asking the mentors for the access, but we were like helpless. So I have seen till the evening, and only thing I have in my mind is our team will lack with this 10 points. So at the evening, I went to the sir and I requested him to give access to repost again, because it was by mistake I pasted that. So I tried once, he said no. So I patiently waited for some more time. And after everyone gone out, I asked him again. And finally, he have given the access, and we got 10 marks in that first edition. Here, my EQ, like I was patient and I was smart enough to ask directly to the person who has access. That's what it.
Is it Harshita?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Harshita, you showed emotional intelligence on 2 dimensions. First, you had the confidence to go and ask your teacher for this. It requires a lot of confidence.
Yes, sir.
Your classmates probably
Yes.
didn't gather up enough courage to go and ask the teacher. Second thing you said was
Yeah.
that you waited patiently. That's also a sign of emotional intelligence, being patient, being persevering in spite of rejection, persevering in spite of failure. All these are signs of emotional intelligence. What you showed in this particular case was a great amount of emotional intelligence and nothing, I mean, URLs, whether they are, I mean, the technical skills involved, technical matters involved, are very minimal.
Yes, sir.
Anybody else? We have another 5 minutes, 8 minutes, 7 minutes. But sir, I would like sir to give a small talk and then we can close it. So before that, anybody else can go? Devamma, Himaja, Ravalya, anything. Now you just heard Niranjan, you've heard Harshita. Let's see who can do. There's something simple. I'm sure as I just told you, I've been giving you so many examples. One example, you say what you've done. Okay, just one example.
Yeah, ma'am, I have a small negotiation with my brother recently, ma'am. Yeah, my family is planning to go a vacation on security holidays, so they have decided to book a train tickets. So I have said to my brother is booking the tickets. So I have said to my brother that just keep my seat coach as a middle, don't keep up and down. And my father also telling about the solution. He had booked the ticket. Suddenly, my seat was booked up, so I have fought with my brother that why you have kept up. See, I have made a negotiation with my brother that why you are kept up. I have asked her to keep down. Why you are kept like that. It's just they became a small negotiation with my brother, and it is a funny moment, funny and small negotiation. And finally, we got a compromise, and we have understood that I will go to up. I will give my seat. So it is a small negotiation and convincing my brother and me, ma'am.
Good, so, good, Himaja. Good, you understand that, you had to speak to him. You had to convince him beforehand because knowing I have two younger brothers also, I know how difficult it is to get them to do something what I want them to do. So even now, and my youngest one is 46 years old, my younger brother. So even now, we have to negotiate. So good, sir. A small talk about you, what you consider your best negotiating moment.
No, you see, I had to negotiate constantly because I was in purchasing. I was a purchase manager. I started my career as a purchase manager. So I'd negotiate with the suppliers constantly. And this is something that the best book I found on the subject is you can negotiate anything. I think Albert Cohen has written that book. I'll try to search for it, search who the author is and send you the title and the author. Maybe you should buy it. It's a small book. It's a short thing on how to negotiate. It's the best book that I've read on negotiations. And of course, one of the things most important is confidence. You must be really confident before you you want to negotiate with your boss, your boss's boss, with your chairman, with your supplier, with anyone, unless you have great degree of confidence what your skills and your knowledge of the particular subject we're negotiating for, say, buying paper boards, etc. You must know something. You need to know some technical things, but most of the time, with emotion, how confident you are, how knowledgeable, how analytical you are, and you must be able to read the other person's mind. Somebody's come to negotiate with you. He comes with you with, he says these are red lines. I will not go below this price. You must be able to judge what that price is by talking to him, by listening very carefully. One of the things you've got to be very good at when you're negotiating is listening, because the other person is communicating all the time. His body language also is communicating. Whether he's budging from his position, he's not budging from the position, what his compulsions are, what his targets are, what is aim, what is the objective that he's trying to achieve, etc. All these you'll be able to know when you listen carefully. This is something that's very important. Now, coming back to leadership skills, let me tell you that I am an electrical engineer, but I didn't practice any electrical engineering. I stayed away, went to IIM, and started my job as a purchase manager. And I went and I finished as the CEO of a company. In all my career, I found that 95% of the time, the emotional intelligence, how you react under pressure, and things are bound to go wrong in your particular job. Some product is going to fail, some competitor is going to take some action which is irrational. Pricing suddenly somebody might come and stop prices. Like today, you'll find that I just went and bought a Campa-Cola. This is a lot cheaper than Coca-Cola. Reliance is launching a product called Campa-Cola, much lower price than Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola has to take some action on this. They just can't keep quiet and steal market share. So how you react to all these pressures in the marketplace? Then you're leading a team of say 5 people, 10 people. In my case, we started with 2 people and went up to 2,000 people. So when I found that technical skills, in my job at least, there were not many technical skills required, leadership required. And like I said, you can't say that a job requires only technical skills or only emotional skills, leadership skills. You've got to have a combination of the two. Some jobs more of this, some job more of that. In my jobs, there's more of leadership skills, very less of technical skills. I had engineers and all who would do the technical part of it. So, and like I said, the most highly prized skills, people are willing to pay top dollar for skills in leadership skills. CEOs, the new CEO of Starbucks has come in. They've recruited a new CEO because the company is not doing well. This compensation is $100 million per year. $100 million per year. That's the kind of money that people are willing to pay for leadership skills. Now, he comes from Chipotle. It's a fast food Mexican joint. He's joined Starbucks. I don't know how much he knows about coffee and brewing, but he must be knowing a hell of a lot about leadership. And that's the reason he's paid $100 million. Okay, so all of you should consciously improve your leadership skills. Start observing yourself. How do I react to a present situation? Do I crack? Do I stand firm? Do I, absorb the pressure? So these kind of things, start observing about yourself, and then you see there are a lot of things we don't know about ourselves. We think we are that, but actually when it comes to a pressure situation, we might react. We think we are tough, but then when a pressure situation might crack. We might say we're not as tough as we thought we were. So a lot of things about ourselves we don't know. We come to know when a situation occurs. So keep watching yourself. Keep thinking about your reactions. How could I have reacted better to this? How could I have said this same thing to my subordinates in a way that motivates them rather than demotivates them? So these kind of things. So all of you should work consciously on your leadership skills. Let's just, we work on technical skills all the time. We're studying coding, we're reading books, we're following lectures, we're taking a lot of effort, pains to understand technical skills, but we don't take that pain to understand emotional leadership skills, which require emotional intelligence. Okay. That's it.
Thank
My
you
side
so
for-
much, sir. Thank you so very much. It was a very, very interesting session today. And I hope the next session also will be equally interesting. We'll try to give them the subject a little earlier and some reading so that they are a little more prepared.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Bye bye. Happy weekend.